All right, we're live once again. Unprompted. Didn't really do a lot of advertising for this stream, but we ball regardless. And we're back. The second round, it happened. And now we have the conference finals. Honestly, in my opinion, one of the worst second rounds in NBA history. But what do you guys think on this second round in the NBA? Overall thoughts? We'll start with Murph.
I feel like we learned a lot about all these teams that are now in the conference finals, but yeah, it wasn't the most exciting basketball, even for a 7-game series like the Cleveland Detroit round. Um, it was just kind of offense versus defense, and neither were particularly great, but the offense just happened to win out for Cleveland. But yeah, other than that, just like all mostly, I think I got all except for the Detroit series. I think all of my predictions were correct, at least in the winner. So nothing super unexpected.
Allie, any all-time tangents to go on this time?
No, surprisingly, this was kind of some basketball, if you ask me. That's all I gotta say.
That's it.
I'm a little tired. I'm not gonna lie. Like this 9 to 5 second day really got me good.
All right.
So yeah,
You get to do that for the rest of your life, Allie.
only the rest of the summer. Like
Oh,
I need it to be done already, though. I'm so tired.
Yeah.
And the dog is barking downstairs. I don't know what to do about that.
Are you going to be working a lot more hours when you're out of this?
Can we just move on?
Okay, sorry. Let's start off with the brilliant series. The New York Knicks over the 76ers. I picked the Sixers, I will say, just out of to be the heel. It didn't work out. I can't say I don't think any of this series. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't watch a lot of these NBA, a lot of the second round because there wasn't much intrigue going on. But the Knicks, they look like they're on some pretty good terms right now. I mean, they're just blowing everybody out. Embiid has been a rival for them in the past, and they seem to move that with no real issue. Not even a gentleman's sweep, just a straight up sweep. So, what were your thoughts, Murph, on this series? The Knicks, are they just gonna Well, we'll save that talk, but specifically this series, and this happened 3 weeks ago or like 2 weeks ago. It feels like they've been off forever. So, does that affect them moving forward? What do you think about this series, Knicks and 76ers?
I mean, as far as the fatigue factor, like them having like a long break for the next series, I think maybe for like one game in the finals is going to be a factor. But then after that, I think it's anybody's series. But yeah, I mean, like you said, they've just been on a absolute tear, and it's I've never particularly enjoyed like the Knicks brand of basketball, just period. They always just feel like they have really high expectations every year, but then at the same time, nobody ever really like expects them to win the finals or even go far into the postseason. But I think they really got it this year. I feel like if the Knicks had this team they have now playing at this level like 2 or 3 years ago, they would be title favorites. But yeah, I mean, the offense has just been incredible. Like they were like I think like a top 5 offense coming into the postseason, like in the regular season, and they've somehow even just taken it to like another level. Like it's like all time. I think they I mean, I have it here. They have an offensive rating in this postseason of 130.5, and for reference, previously the highest ever offensive rating in a postseason was 123.5 by the Cavs last year. So they're just absolutely elite. I know it's I thought it was going to be another team, but like the margin too of how much better they are than previously, like the best ever like offensive playoffs team was like crazy. But it shows in how they play. Like they just like OG Anunoby is just like a monster on offense. Like the dude can't miss, and he's been like that for the last 2 rounds. Cat, like running the offense through him, is still like unstoppable as it was in round 1. Bridges has been doing his thing. Guys off the bench like Deuce, McBride, he's been playing great. Mitchell Robinson is I feel like a postseason riser, and he's like still like doing his thing. But yeah, overall, I mean, it was light work for Cat versus Embiid, which is a matchup I feel like I was excited for, especially because Embiid had such a great round one, and it just felt like he didn't really like do anything. Like I think
he missed one game, right? Yeah,
I think he sat out for like game 1 or game 2. But beyond that, like, I mean, again, the series was, like you said, like 2 weeks ago. So I don't remember if he like had any particularly great game, but I don't know. I think the Sixers were just severely outmatched, like right out the gates. But yeah, I have more to say about this team in the next round. But yeah, the offense, they're cooking, man. They have something really, really special, I think.
Last game was May 10th, so it'll be 9 days in between games for the New York Knicks.
That's crazy.
That's crazy, yeah.
Maybe we can, transition this. Ali, we'll go to you. What's next for the Philadelphia 76ers? How do they figure out their future moving forward?
I did not watch a single second of this series, gonna be honest. But Twitter was saying Tyrese Maxey was like nowhere to be found, and the box score kind of said the same for like 3 out of the 4 games, I feel like. So I feel like they're kind of like not like the 22 or 23 or 21 Warriors where it's like the 2 timetable type thing, but I kind of feel like they need to just decide whether they're going to go with the guards or go with Embiid. And I think they should go with the guards and VJ and Maxey and build around them and get like a more consistent health-wise center, I guess. Because just having Embiid in and out, it's clearly not working for them. But I don't know. I think VJ year 2 could be better. You hope maybe his shot gets a little bit better. Maybe Paul George has another better year. You know, he's definitely not getting any younger, so I don't know. I don't know. I feel like this was a bad matchup for them, and that could have, like, the Knicks had enough height to kind of throw out Embiid. And I don't know if the Sixers had the wings to be able to counter Mikal and OG. So I am not surprised that this ended as poorly as it did for them. But I don't know. I kind of think coaching too. I'm not sure that Nick Nurse is what they need given their skill sets. I kind of think that they need a more like offensive coach that's going to be able to do sets and stuff to get Maxey open and to get everything moving. And part of that too is Embiid just doesn't move. So do you guys hear Philly right now?
Yeah, just keep talking. It doesn't matter.
Like crazy. So I don't know. We'll see. I can't imagine they can trade Embiid anywhere. Like I don't know who would take on his contract.
32.
Yeah, like so I don't know. That might be kind of stuck, but we'll see. I don't know.
I don't know. I haven't
a couple years left. Go ahead.
No, yeah. I mean his contract, he has to be like making like 60 million too, right?
This year's making 58. Next year will be 62, and then the year after that is a player option, 67 million.
What's Paul George's contract?
Let's see.
That one might be bad too.
It's like low 30s, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, okay.
He gets 50 this year, 51 next year, or 51
what?
next.
That's insane.
54 for 26-27, and then 57 for 27-28. The cap always goes up though, so like these are relative numbers.
That's a max contract though, still with the cap.
Yeah.
True.
Like your two max guys are both old, and I guess Paul George maybe would have been more healthy if he didn't, take fucking heroin or whatever. But
ketamine.
Yeah, my bad.
Big difference. All right.
I mean, I feel like if they trade like Paul George, just to like I don't know, like
are there going to be teams looking to pick up contracts? Like, will they?
I feel like tanking teams always like not always, but
I feel like the Bulls would low-key take Embiid. Not gonna lie.
Embiid.
I think that's like the one team that would take a center that's that bad, like health-wise. But the Bulls would also take Paul George, I think.
I feel like for whatever reason, I feel like Paul George is like way more likely to be the guy that they shop around and just try and dump, because Embiid, I feel like, is, I don't know, just like a pivotal part of that organization, I guess. Like ideally you have neither of them and you just start from from scratch with Maxey and Edgecombe, but
I think they don't
a
have
lot
many
to ask
draft
for.
picks either.
Yeah.
Some of them are with some of them are somewhere in that Harden trade, I want to say still. Maybe.
I mean, they don't have a lottery pick, and obviously, and I think they have like 2 first rounders this year, 1 or 2. And then beyond that, I have no idea. But
yeah, that's not great.
Yeah. Either way, I mean, when you have that much money tied up in 2 30-plus-year-old guys, you could have all the draft picks in the world, and like, I don't know,
They got
not
number
be in a
22
good
this year
spot. Yeah.
for Jared McCain. It's looking like Alan Graves at number 22 from Santa Clara.
I like that.
All right. Sixers kind of just, in the middle of everything. We'll have to see what happens. Another great series. Thunder Lakers. All right, Allie, we'll start with you. Your initial, what was that about?
I actually, weirdly enough, the Lakers did a good job on Shea, I thought, but they clearly just didn't have enough to do with anyone else. Shea was not great this series. Besides, maybe he was good in 2 out of the 4 games. I don't know. I low-key did watch this one. I don't really know why. LeBron, wow, that's the GOAT. Austin Reeves sucks. DeAndre Ayton sucks. But this was low-key entertaining, I feel like, for the first 3 quarters. Then once it hit the 4th quarter of every game, it was just kind of over. But I don't know. The Lakers, I don't really think that they have many options either. But I don't know.
Well, we'll ask the big question in a second. I remember watching a first half of one of these games because, I don't need to go on my 10:30 Eastern start time right again. But I watched the first half, and then the Lakers were up 8. I was like, then Thunder will just win this game by 10 points, and then they just won by 15. Mm-hmm. The classic tale of the Lakers keeping the series close. But Murph, was there any other perspective on the Thunder in this series, or this kind of just what you'd expect out of this? I mean, I don't know if any of us picked a sweep. I can't remember, but
I had a sweep in this. I had Thunder in 4. So yeah, I don't really have that much to say. Props to LeBron. He didn't have anything to prove after round 1, and I don't know. I think even a healthy Lakers team yields the same result pretty much. Maybe not. Maybe in 5 games, 6 maybe, but yeah, I think they were just severely outmatched. Just a tough draw for LA, but not much to say. OKC is they're pretty good at basketball, so they're tough.
Luka fucked them up a couple years ago when they made the finals. But yeah, I doubt with the experience Thunder have now. So the big question in everyone's mind: what is the fate of LeBron James? I can say I feel like he's definitely not retiring, but does he go back to Cleveland? Does he just stay in LA? Apparently the wife wants to stay in LA. Could that mean a potential walk across town to the Clippers in the weird scenario? Allie, I feel like your boots on the ground. What do you think?
Yeah.
Me?
Yeah, your Twitter sphere.
He's staying in LA. No chance.
You don't think so?
With the Lakers
guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lakers.
I actually want him to go to the Cavs. I feel like that could
I don't
be fun.
think the Cavs trade for him though. They're in the conference finals. I think they run it back at this point.
I think he's a free agent or he's a player option. That's how he can get out of it.
You think he's going to take a minimum to go and live in Cleveland, Ohio?
His hometown.
He can play with his son. Bronny's going to probably be getting real minutes next year. That's another thing is the alley-oop from LeBron to Bronny is so fire, whatever.
Yeah.
That was really cool.
One thing to talk about from this series.
That's the one thing.
The whole Cleveland thing, though, with LeBron going back there, in my opinion, I feel like it's just so played out. He already did that. I would rather he stay with the Lakers and play with Luka. I'd rather him go to Golden State and play with Draymond.
No.
I would rather that happen than him go to Cleveland because that would be more interesting to me. He doesn't move the needle for Cleveland at all, in my opinion. Even if he signs there on a minimum, I don't know.
James Harden, Donovan Mitchell, LeBron James, Evan Mobley, Jared Allen. Come on now.
They trade Mobley for Giannis, and then, Giannis,
I did
LeBron,
just see, however,
Mitch, and
Mobley's
Harden.
getting paid $50 million a year, which is insane.
Mobley is?
Yeah.
He's I think he's my age. I think he's 23.
He's 25.
He's that young.
He's 25.
Yeah.
Okay. He
I'm
was
looking
what,
at this-
2022? Yeah. Draft
I'm
class.
looking at this contract situation. You clear out Max Strus, you clear out Dennis Schroeder, and you clear out Sam Merrill. That's already $39 million.
Bro, Sam Merrill was their best player in Game 7.
I know, dude. Max Strus, dude. We'll talk about this in a minute. You can't
Like,
get rid of
I'm
those
not
guys.
doing that.
For LeBron? Come on. I'd do anything
No.
for LeBron. All right. So you guys just think it's LA, done deal, run it back with Luka, maybe they get like a 3 seed and just lose to like the Thunder or the Spurs.
I hope so.
Yep.
Honestly.
Did anyone see that report of like LeBron didn't get the game ball, JJ Redick did in like February, and LeBron was so mad and walked out of the locker room at the end of the game?
I heard about
Really?
that.
Yeah. I don't think it's true, but it is by like a credible reporter, so I'm like,
What reporter?
I don't know.
What did he get the game ball for? Was it?
Let me try to find it. Or I'm probably gonna have better luck looking here.
I don't know.
Well, I don't know. Do you think LeBron does a retirement tour then and says he's retiring? I could see him just being like before the playoffs, like this is my last one. Like I feel like he would want it to be acknowledged, but he wouldn't want it to be like a super big thing. That's my bold prediction.
This is a Sports Illustrated article. LeBron James felt disrespected by Lakers GM. Pelinka gave the game ball to JJ Redick.
Sports Illustrated uses AI, so I can't trust them.
I use AI.
Exactly.
Can't trust
All right, we'll move on to the next one. Somehow the second most interesting series with pretty beat up Ant Edwards and Dante DiVincenzo after the year. Timberwolves were fighting though, and we'll definitely get to the Spurs with their game last night. But Timberwolves, I feel like every year I'm like they're gonna lose in the first round, and they win the first round. I'm like, oh shit, here they come, and then they just peter out in the second round. I don't know if they've ever made the conference finals, but
the Timberwolves made it the past 2 years in a row.
To the conference finals?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, it's all a blur because they always lose in like 5 games.
Yeah.
Ant Edwards is dapping people up on the sideline with 8 minutes to go. I saw that cause the headline. But this Spurs team, I'm in. I'm all in on the Spurs team. I'll get to that in a second. But Allie, we'll go back to you for your thoughts on this series, Spurs Timberwolves. You watching any of this late night action? I was completely out of this because
I watched like probably 3 out of the 6 games. The Spurs, I think this was just like the Dylan Harper series. The Spurs are just so good, and the Timberwolves just I don't think had enough. And when Julius Randle can't buy a bucket and Rudy Gobert can't do anything, like you're obviously not going to be able to compete with the talent that's on the Spurs. So I thought game 1 was a really good win for them. And what did they win? Game 4 maybe? Those were both good wins, but I think this was like exactly what we would have thought was Spurs in like a not totally competitive 6, but like a good 6, I guess.
I'm putting an asterisk on the game 4 victory.
You can't be throwing elbows like that.
Dude, I don't know why he did that.
Like he was thinking about it last night too.
Yeah. I know. I saw like the clip where he was like he like got a rebound over Shea last night, and it looked like he was about
and he was laughing at Shea.
No. So yeah, no, that would but yeah, that game 4 game, that was still like great, just like great basketball, That's the Spurs are like without Wemby are insanely like they're fun to watch with him, obviously, but even without him, just like the way they play, where it's just like everybody can run like a 4-second like 40-yard dash on the floor at a time. It's just it's they're just so quick, and it's a lot of fun to watch. But I watched like only bits and pieces of this series. I watched like half of game 4, like the second half. But yeah, it was good.
I watched this replay of this flagrant foul. All right, the guy's 7'4". I'm with Murph. Asterisk.
Yeah, he like looks at him before and throws the elbow though.
I'm a Wemby.
He shouldn't have done that. I'm not putting an asterisk saying it wasn't a dirty play. I'm just saying like if Wemby didn't do that.
Yeah.
But respect to the Timberwolves.
They're fighters.
Yeah, they are fighters. Ayo Dosunmu earned himself a lot of money from this series and from these whole playoffs. So I'm happy for him because he's really, really good.
I pulled up the Timberwolves cap table, and they still have to pay Austin Rivers $2.5 million for the next 4 years.
That's
Greg
crazy.
Monroe. This list is hilarious. Aaron Brooks.
Greg Monroe.
Yeah, Evan Turner.
Wow,
that's wild. All right, the big one, the most intriguing series heading into this round, the Cavaliers and the Pistons. I think I might have called this the NBA TV series of the second round, but we got 7 games out of it. I feel like this was a fun series until Game 7. Super disappointing Game 7 just because it wasn't close at all, and the Pistons got embarrassed. That was kind of the one game I truly locked in the series. But we'll start with you this time, Murph. Your thoughts on Cavs Pistons? Was this an enjoyable watch? We're East Coast. We work the 9 to 5. We've been working the 9 to 5. These are games we can actually watch. Did you catch a lot of the series, and what were your thoughts?
Yeah, I caught a good amount of this series. I think I caught like 4 games, including Game 7. Yeah, I mean, this was going into it, like I said at the top of the show, it was like the Cavs offense versus like the Pistons defense kind of playing against each other, and which one of those was going to win. And it just ended up being offense beating better defense because, Cade, like, he did everything he could, not only in these playoffs, but just for like this whole season. Like, he like brute forced an entire team to the number 1 seed in an Eastern Conference that was kind of like up for grabs. The Knicks, Celtics, even like Cleveland, all could have at one point or another been the 1 seed in the series or in the playoffs, and it just happened to be the Pistons because Cade was playing like he wanted to be an MVP. So good for him. The rest of this team, they got to atone. Like, they gotta get right with God after what they did to Cade, man. Because he had like the collapsed lung, and like people weren't even sure if he was gonna play in the playoffs, and then he just ends up being like an amazing like performer throughout like the first 2 rounds, and kind of the only source of offense on that entire team. Asar Thompson, like, I know you're not an offensive guy, but like you have to do more. You have to do more than like averaging like 7 points on like 20% shooting and taking like 5 attempts a game. Like, or I don't know what the exact numbers are, but it's something like that. Jalen Duren, I
was going to say, how long before we bring up Jalen Duren?
Ali, you can dig into that if you want. Or Colin, I don't know.
I do not know what they do with him. Because they have
the gulag.
This was supposed to be the big summer, right? He's a restricted.
Mm-hmm. He got like bitched so bad. He was like better in Game 6 and 7.
Okay, talk.
No.
But he was better in those games, I thought. Like, he was way more aggressive, but I still, like, if you're Detroit, you just cannot pay him the max. You would have to go like at least 32 or something. I don't know.
Well, he's a restricted free agent, so it's going to be if another team offers him a crazy bag.
He's going to have a market, though.
It's going to be a market, but all the teams just watched that same series that the Pistons watched.
I don't know.
He was unplayable.
He wasn't in the game.
Game 6 or whatever.
Benched for Paul Reed.
Yeah.
Like, Paul Reed was given good basketball, though.
Paul Reed was given work, like, respect, but like Jalen Duren you have to be better than Paul Reed.
He couldn't even play defense. Like, I don't think Mobley or Allen is really like that crazy of an offensive player to guard, and he just could not do anything. And this is going to be like an All-NBA, probably 3rd team, right? Like, that's disgusting.
Yeah. Like,
a position thing, right?
Well, they should be voting post-playoffs, I feel like. Maybe that's not fair, but
I don't think they already gave out the MVP, so they probably voted before.
Well, that's what I'm saying, is they should be voting after.
No, that's never going to happen.
I know, it doesn't really make sense either, but.
Well, Pistons got a big offseason ahead of them. I'm looking, I've been kind of waiting for them to make a big splash and do something. We got Kevin Huerter, Tobias Harris.
Kevin who?
Herder, however you want to say it.
Where?
All right. God forbid. Malik Beasley, free agent. We got some names coming. But seriously though, I think they need to get a second scoring option. And I'm not familiar with the trade markets. I feel like every NBA offseason, it's like what's gonna happen, and all the people just re-sign. I soft floated the idea of Zion Williamson. That was immediately shut down by a ball note I talked to. So curious to your thoughts. Ali, I have your hand raised. What's the solution for the Pistons?
There's a certain man from the Detroit area. He is right on your timeline. He's a great shooter. He's a shooting guard down in Phoenix. Devin Booker. Send the house to go and get him. I don't know if Phoenix gives him up, but that is exactly what they need. Is like just someone that doesn't need the ball in their hands, but is going to shoot.
D-Book and Cade would be so fire.
And D-Book's back in Michigan, back in the homeland.
I didn't even know he was from there.
Yep.
Yeah, leave the keys to Dylan Brooks and the Suns. We got this. I forgot to mention that for the Lakers series. All right, Murph, did you have any potential ideas in mind for the Pistons?
No, I've always loved the idea of Booker and Cade together, though. Like Cade running the one, and then Booker just running off ball, just kind of doing his thing. Yeah, and I mean that was with the idea that like they also have Duren, who's like a solid rim protector and post force, but that honestly, like he messed up like this entire franchise. I feel like with these playoffs, like I can't get over how like I'm sorry to circle back to this. I've never seen a collapse like that in the playoffs before. So yeah, you get Devin Booker, but then you have a hole now. I feel like at the 5, like, and I don't even know.
Regular season, he's going to be fine though. That's a thing.
Yeah, I mean. But like even like the money, like you don't want to give like a guy a max who is just gonna like disappear in the playoffs. Like I don't know. Like
they gotta hope it's just like a fluke.
Giannis?
Yeah.
What?
Giannis?
I don't know. Can get him.
I'd say Booker or Tyler Hero would be two people that I kind of
like. I could see them getting Tyler Hero.
I'd say go and try to get one of those wings off of Utah too. See if you can get like Laurie, or see if you can even get Ace Bailey, will just shoot it too. Because Utah's gonna have a weird situation soon where they're gonna have to send one of them to the bench. Go and trade him. I don't know.
I don't hate Keontae George either.
Yeah, that's not bad either.
Because I mean he's kind of a cone on defense, but I mean between Cade and Asar, you have like a good amount of perimeter defense there. You have all you need. It's a liability. You'd have to hide him, but I mean it works for New York with Brunson. So I don't know. I'd be interested to see what they do next. But yeah, I definitely, with what you guys said, they need some shot creation.
I feel like it's a will they, won't they every offseason. I guess the last couple when they've actually been good, like will they get that second person? We have some comments from the chat, starting with Instagram tonight. Maybe some off the table sports. Will Kaufman joins the chat. He says, thoughts on Alcaraz skipping Wimbledon? Any thoughts on tennis?
Nope.
I don't know. Why is he skipping?
Yeah, give us some context. What's the reason why? And then we can properly evaluate. I do watch the UFC, but I watch the main 4. I haven't been watching that much hockey or baseball. YouTube is with us tonight. We've got co-host of the chat, Michael Haller, 9904. Didn't want to do the flu game. It's all good. Rest up, get ready for the finals potentially. We'll talk about that series in a second. But he says, imagine thinking Embiid was the best player in that series. I think this might be directed towards me, and I still believe that. If you tell me to pick a basketball player that I want to play basketball with right now, I'm picking Embiid to be my teammate over Jalen Brunson. Is that crazy?
What?
Like just at the park?
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Okay, I mean, yeah, crazy. But
yeah.
Well, in the NBA too, I think I'm still taking Joel Embiid. I have to ride and die by my takes, but Jalen Brunson's a little man. He shoves off. If we're playing, park, no fouls, I'm definitely taking Joel Embiid. He's definitely a tough guy. But I think it's close between. I think I still think Embiid's top 10. He showed that against the Celtics. He showed that in games against the Knicks. And I'm not willing to put Brunson in the top 5 either. So I think it's very close in my opinion. I don't know if that's a crazy take. I feel like we should do like a top 10 because I feel like it's so wide open on who you take. But you guys clearly think Brunson's better than Embiid?
I do. Yeah.
I
mean,
have no comment right now.
What'd you say?
I have no comment right now. Like, I don't really know.
I feel like Embiid. Yeah, go ahead, Colin.
Well, I was just gonna say, like, I feel like it's easy to like shut on Embiid right now, but like he gave in like a legacy series against the Celtics on one knee, and he's always hurt. So I guess like on a traditional like looking at it from an outside perspective, I think maybe Brunson's like better right now, but just based off legacy and what we've seen so far, I think Embiid's had a better career and is a better player in basketball overall. But I don't know.
Yeah.
If that's,
no, I mean,
it's hard. It's very subjective. It's hard to say who's better. You know, these are the classic debates, but
I feel like a guy like that, like when he's healthy, he's probably like a top 5 like player in the world. Like I don't disagree with that, but I feel like you have to, at least in my mind, I like factor in like availability and like injury history. Like play style is like whatever. Like if you can like score the basketball and like contribute to winning basketball, like that's what matters. But you can't contribute if you're not healthy. I know that's like super like obvious and like a very I don't know, safe opinion to have, but I don't know. I think Brunson is just a lot more consistent and a lot more valuable to his organization at the current moment in terms of production. So
Michael says everyone's better than Brunson until it's time to be better than Brunson. Like Tyrese Halliburton. Sorry. Legacy series against Vooch. I guess fair point. I feel like Keita has some. Well, we'll get into this with the Wemby stuff too. Last night, I guess it's just a thing to trot out a guard now and a center. So I don't know. You know, he was going against Derek White and Jaylen Brown in that Game 7 that I was ranting on, but friggin' Caruso's guarding Wemby all night. So I don't know shit about playing defense in the NBA. That's clear. More comments from Instagram. Will Kaufman says no journalistic integrity about Alcaraz. So I looked it up. I guess I'll do all the fucking work while I'm streaming. He's withdrawing from the Wimbledon Championships due to a lingering injury. So he's 23 years old. He got hurt in April. So if you have a wrist injury playing tennis, right wrist, I'm guessing he's a righty. Most people are righty. You know, I feel like that's a fair answer. I fractured my wrist. It happened. You know, I was out 6 weeks. This guy seems like he's been out at least a couple of weeks. So I'm saying valid for Alcaraz. You know, he's 23. Friggin' Federer's like 45, still getting Wimbledon's, so he'll be fine. Djokovic, he'll be fine. I have no really like thoughts on that. All right, we get to the meat of the bone here. Our new series. We go to the one that's happened last night. The 1 versus 2. I think the one that most people are more excited for, besides maybe fans in New York and Cleveland. The Thunder versus the Spurs. It's been foretold. I feel like the series has been in the waiting all season long, and we get it. It is the Thunder and the Spurs. We saw Game 1 last night. Crazy game. I have to say, you know, it's been maybe made a little obvious from the way I talk about the NBA sometimes that I'm not like all in on the NBA. But after watching that game last night, that was electric. I'm all in on Wemby. You know, I'm on the hype train. That was awesome. Great game. Crazy overtimes. Your thoughts, Murph? Start us out. What would you see? We can talk about Game 1 first, and then we can talk about like our thoughts on the rest of the series moving forward. But Game 1 last night, your reaction?
Yeah, I mean, I was floored by this. This is like, I can't remember the last like this, I just felt like this is like one of the best basketball games I've ever seen. It was incredible. Like it felt like I was like watching LeBron when I was like 13 again, just like on my phone in my bed, like watching this guy just cook in like this high intensity. Is that Colin? Is that our host? Wow.
Why are you being distracting? Can we talk about Wemby?
Yeah. I saw somebody said watching Wemby last night felt like watching movies in color for the first time, like what that would have felt like. And I feel like there's some like truth to that. Like I don't think I'm being over dramatic. Colin, I believe you used the word inspirational, and
I said that.
that's exactly the the emotion it evoked. It was everybody in that game, like it wasn't even just Wemby. Like Harper had like 24, 11, 7 steals. Devin Vassell had like a sick block on Chet with like 40 seconds left in the second overtime. That got me super hyped. I mean, everybody on the Spurs team just did their thing. OKC did too. And no Fox, yeah. Which like I literally like I was like forgetting that they didn't have him available until it like showed him. There was like twice during that game I forgot he was like out until it like showed him in street clothes. So it's gonna be scary when he comes back, I feel, for OKC, if they're not already scared enough.
Allie, were you able to watch this game last night? I know you've been working a rigorous schedule.
No, I went to bed at halftime. I did watch like the second quarter though, and Shea was so bad. It was really amazing to watch. It was such a joy. De'Aaron Fox, we will take you on the Celtics. We would love to have you.
This is what we're going with.
This is what I really have to say though, is this Chet clearly has like a mental thing about the him and Wemby matchup. It's real bad, and I think last night putting J-Dub and whoever and like Caruso on Wemby clearly did not work. I think they're just gonna have to play Chet one-on-one on Wemby and live with the results, and then have the others help off of like the non-shooters or whatever. I don't know, but that was, man, Chet is that was a disastrous game, and I mean it was just such a good game by Wemby, and then just Chet was just like, I think he had like 8 points. Like it was just so bad, and he's not even like making an impact on defense either. And you'd think he would recognize that he's their best defensive player and he's the one that matches up height wise. You'd think he'd step up and be like, "Let me take him," and he doesn't. It's such a bad like mental thing for him. That might be literally what makes this series, like what loses them this series, is his mental block of Wemby.
You should Snapchat him, tell him to lock in.
Bro, I was thinking about it.
You got Chet on Snap, Allie?
Yeah, you know.
He got a new Snap, though. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
No, I got the personal Snap.
I think this is actually pretty bad from a Thunder perspective, because you get, 31 points out of Caruso, and that's never going to happen again probably in this series. And I thought, Jalen Williams played well coming off of the
Shea's going to probably never play this bad again.
That's the give and take. Yeah, he'll probably have a better game. But Jalen Williams, I feel like he was, every time they needed a shot, they'd go to him. But you look at the way the Thunder roster broke down, those three guys, Shea, Jalen Williams, and Caruso, had all like 30, 25, 24, whatever. Nobody else scored double digits. Like Chet was awful. Dort had 5 points in 22 minutes. Hartenstein, 2 points. Like, I don't know. This could get really bad, because I'm not expecting Caruso to be able to drop 30 points every game. Casey Wallace, 8 points. I guess, 3 for 6, whatever. McCain, I don't know. What's the answer here?
Dagnall, I've been saying this for months. He played an 11-man lineup last night. That's ridiculous. It's the conference finals. Stop sticking your rotations and play 7. You do not need to play 11. Like, that is absurd in the conference finals when you're losing and you're still sticking to these rotations and putting all these bench players in. I'm sorry, Jared McCain does not need to play more than 5 minutes. And if he's hot, he's hot. If he's not, he doesn't need to go back in. Like, I think that was really poor coaching too. And no one's going to talk about that either, but they will when they lose this series. I thought that was really poor coaching last night from the highlights that I watched.
Yeah, I feel like when you have someone like Caruso cooking like he was, and like just executing like the game plan perfectly, what I presume was the game plan was just like draw attention away from Caruso, kick it out to him, and he shoots it and he makes it. Like, you don't need to be playing exactly like you said, Allie, like Jared McCain. Like, I don't know. I feel like Daigneault, to his credit, he doesn't get like the praise when they win, but also like when they lose, and he does something like that where it's just like it just seems like it's a massive oversight by everybody. I didn't even like kind of put that together, that he had run an 11-man rotation in the conference.
It might even be 12. I just had to put my phone on the charger, so I can't check.
I mean, they have a deep roster for sure, where it's like in any other series they could get away with doing that, but hopefully that's an adjustment they make. in the future. Yeah.
I'm seeing 11 people played, but it's also showing Isaiah Joe 0 minutes. So maybe Isaiah Joe got in for like a couple of seconds.
Yeah, I know.
Aaron Wiggins played 4 minutes, 0 for 3.
I'm sure in long games like that, I think that also probably has something to do with it.
Yeah.
It's like you have
Double
to use
OT,
more people. Yeah. Although Wemby played like 50 minutes or something.
Shea played 51. Wemby played 49. That's disgusting.
Vassell played 51. Well, dude, the crazy thing about this overtime was the Spurs like lost the dribble or the ability to dribble. Like Vassell and I think it was Dylan Harper especially was like turning it over play after play. Like they weren't getting loose balls. They were getting a lot of like bad call, like somewhat bad calls, and they were still able to persevere just from Wemby. Like that 3 from like 40 feet out was complete aura. That was sick. Him just like keeping him in it single-handedly. All right. How do we see the rest of the series going? You know, dangerous territory for the Thunder. They're down 1-0, and the Spurs now have home advantage for the rest of the series. Allie, we'll go back to you. Do you think this is just Spurs in like 5 or 6, or do you think the Thunder can push this back and make it a deeper series?
I think this is going to be a 7-game series, and I feel like in my gut it's still going to be the Thunder, but I want to say the Spurs so badly. But I also feel like there is a factor of Harper was so good for them last night. Fox being back kicks Harper to the bench. Less playing time, less time with the ball in his hands. Like maybe that's not exactly what they want, but they're also not going to be able to replicate exactly what they did last night. So my heart says Spurs in 7, but my head says Thunder in 7. So I'll say Thunder in 7.
Outside of like team politics, I'll get to my prediction in a second. But outside of team politics, like why does Harper not just like start? Because I feel like he's just like better than Fox.
I just feel like that's what it is that's
it's
a bad
just because
look.
He's making more money or whatever.
And one's a rookie and one's a vet.
Terrible.
Could they not start both?
No, then they'd be too small.
Put Vassell at 3.
I don't think you bench Cash.
You bench Castle?
Yeah.
Oh, no. True. I forgot about Castle. I was saying send Champagne to the bench.
He played last night.
All right. Get over the enunciation thing. You know what I'm talking about.
No, I know exactly what you're talking about. I have boldly, perhaps, Spurs in 6, just because they stole one at home. You know, maybe if you had asked me this 2 days ago, I would say probably Spurs in 7. But we're talking about it now, so I have Spurs in 6. But it's going to feel like 7 games, like regardless of the outcome. Each game is nothing's going to be free for either team on the series.
Yo, Jason Kidd fired.
Yo, what?
Breaking news alert. True.
That's so random.
What?
All right.
Sorry, Matt. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, that's where he's
Psalms.
No way.
Chris Haynes.
That's true. Yeah.
Wow.
Messiah Ujiri getting in there and making moves.
Wow.
Why? That's crazy.
I feel like NBA coaches just don't matter.
You don't think so?
Championship. That's crazy.
I don't know, bro. Like, who's next? What's your immediate name for the Dallas Mavericks?
Joe Mazzulla, bro.
Okay.
For the Mavericks?
No, I meant fired next.
Oh.
No, like your first replacement for Jason Kidd on the Mavericks. You got Cooper Flagg. You got young talent.
Budenholzer
Kyrie coming back.
Job, right?
Yeah.
I feel like they recycle the same people.
Yeah, I don't really
Mosley
know.
got hired, I think I saw today.
Yeah, I don't even know who's available yet. I saw who Mosley got hired by the Pelicans, which doesn't make any sense to me, by the way. I don't know what that's accomplishing, like, at all.
Tibbs? Yeah. All right. Jesus Christ.
Probably not, though.
Billy D?
Yeah.
I would like that.
How about Dusty May or Todd Golden?
I could actually see either of them, and that's the worst part. Is like that's probably one of the better gigs just because you have Cooper Flag.
Honestly, I don't think Todd Golden's ready yet. I could see Dusty May though.
Agreed.
I didn't know Jason Kidd was like even on the hot seat. That's crazy.
I don't think he was. I think Ujiri just got in there and decided to do his own thing.
I'll trust New Jerry. He got that one championship with the Raptors.
You don't trust him?
No, I said I'll trust in him.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
All right. Well, live news in the pod, you know, the benefits of being live.
It's crazy. Dude.
We'll have to see what the Dallas Mavericks do. Maybe they'll make up a decision before we go live for the finals. Yeah. Anyways, you were saying Spurs in 6, right?
Spurs in 6, yeah.
All right. Well, I'm going to go with my heart over my head. And, well, actually, I think the Spurs, just watching last night, I think the Spurs got this in the bag. If you can win an OKC like that, like, nothing matters. You know, that used to be the Iron Palace, you know, the T-shirts and all that stuff. What I saw, basically their defense is just to, like, shove around Wemby around the hips with, like, a guy who's, like, half his size. I think that's bullshit. Actually, you know, we need some better defense in the NBA. But I think the Spurs, I think the Thunder win game 2. So that ties it up 1-1. And then if the Spurs can win those next 2, like 3-1 lead, they're not going to blow that. I think Spurs in 6, I'm with you. I think this is going to be a good series, though. Like, obviously, we got it advertised so far in game 1. I hope there's not a lot of blowouts. But I just think it might be Wemby's time this year. And then, you know, we never hear from him again in a couple of years. But it might be his time to win this ring. Everyone's all over him. And then, you know, the pressure gets too big, whatever. But no Fox, too, with Fox back, that's even more weapons. So I'm going Spurs in 6, and that's also head and also heart. I think all of us are rooting against the Thunder, but we'll go with the Spurs here.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you know, the NBA world was set on fire last night, but get ready for tonight because there is another series happening. We got the Knicks and the Cavaliers. I know Michael's excited. We were talking about Knicks haven't played in 9 days. Cavaliers coming off of a Game 7 victory on Sunday night, come back 2 days later, which is confusing because in hockey they get like 3 days. Like I think Game 7 was last night. They don't play till Thursday, but in the NBA they're like, you gotta go because I think they have the NBA finals like all scheduled out and stuff. But regardless, Knicks Cavs. We'll start with you this time, Murph. You've been kind of alluding to maybe the Knicks being on too hot of a streak right now to contain, but what do you see from this series, and then also your prediction?
Good offense versus just a better offense. I don't think this is going to be like a rock fight, like a straight up shootout. I think. Yeah, for Cleveland, I feel like New York is an interesting matchup because I feel like the rest of the playoffs, the other teams they faced have both been like very defensive minded. Like that's kind of how they would win games, like Toronto and Detroit. But New York, you know, they have a really good defense in these playoffs, but I don't think that's what anybody really thinks of when they think of this Knicks team. They just think of like Brunson and Cat and just offensive weapons. Karl Anthony Towns, speaking of offensive weapons, has just been like, I think he's also having like one of like the most efficient offensive postseasons or like effective offensive postseasons, like a second to like Nikola Jokic at some point. I don't know. There's something like that out there where he's like one of the most like efficient or effective offensive players like in postseason history up until this point or something like that. I could be completely wrong, but he's really, really good. Yeah, I think the way that I think the matchup of Mobley and Allen is going to be a challenge for him because I feel like up until this point he's had to go against Onyeka Okongwu and Joel Embiid, neither of whom are like, in my eyes, like revered like rim protectors or like defensive,
super athletic.
Yeah, nothing like that. And Cat can, you know, if you get like he can shoot the three, so you have to like guard him in the perimeter, but then he can just blow by you and put the ball on the floor. So I think it's going to be interesting having like maybe Mobley matched up on him on the perimeter and then having the switch Allen in the post. Like I think that'll be an interesting challenge and something Cat hasn't seen in these playoffs yet. So does that slow the Knicks offense down? I don't know. I'd be interested to see. But yeah. I spoke highly of the Knicks earlier, and I'll continue to do so. I think OG is going to be a big factor in this series.
It's a game time decision, apparently.
Oh, yeah.
What's up with all these guys getting random injuries like the day before a series starts?
Bro, OG's been injured.
I know, but like...
Well, he sat out for what? Like game 3 or game 4 or something?
I think both.
Oh, wow. Then I don't know. So hopefully they have him. But if not, I mean, Bridges is also really good defensively, and he's been really good defensively for them.
He's probable.
He's probable. Okay. Well, hopefully he's in there because I want this to be a even matchup. But yeah, I don't know. I kind of went on a tangent, but I really like New York. But I think Cleveland is going to present an interesting set of challenges for him.
Leading to
my prediction?
Yeah.
I have Knicks in 6.
Okay.
I think they win tonight, like pretty handedly, and then, you know, they just kind of go from there because they have home court advantage in this series anyway. So, and if it goes to 7, James Harden's not winning a game 7. So
it just happened, bro.
Okay, yeah, when he went 0 for 6 from 3.
Fair enough. Yeah. Allie, what are your thoughts on this one? Are you as interested in this series as the other series?
No, I kind of feel like Mikhail and OG or whoever is playing, Josh Hart, whatever, will be able to guard Donovan Mitchell and James Harden well enough, and I just don't see the Cavs being able to outscore the Knicks given that. So I kind of feel like this might be like closer games, but I'm going to go. I kind of believe in the whole like fatigue thing, or like the being too much time in between games and being not ready enough. So I kind of feel like the Cavs might win tonight. With that being said, I'm going to go Knicks in 5.
So the Cavs win tonight, and then the Knicks win the next 4 games.
Yep.
Interesting. Well, I kind of agree with what you guys both have said. You know, last podcast I had to take the heel and put my faith into the Cavaliers, and they won. But this time around, I don't see a really path for them. James Harden, it's not going to go well, I feel like, in New York City, and that place is going to be pumping. They've been waiting for this shit. You know, last year's conference finals, I think they're just slowly progressing towards the finals appearance. And I feel like there will be a Donovan Mitchell game or two, just because he's bound to give you those. But, I mean, tonight is probably super important in the grand scheme of things, because I feel like after that it might just be wraps with the Knicks going up. So I think the Knicks win this in 5 games. I got the Cavs take it either game 2 or 3. And then, you know, maybe Donnie shows out one time. And then they go to the parking lot. Donovan Mitchell gets on the phone. LeBron, come home. And then Lakers, Spurs finals Cavs, Spurs finals next year. Cavs over Spurs in the finals.
Wow.
Next year, not this year.
What are the Celtics doing next year then?
Probably like a 3 seed and losing like the second round.
Oh, please.
All right. Well, predictions are in the book, but we did have some brackets. Murph, I didn't have yours written down, so you can update us, but we've been keeping score, me, Ali, and Mikey, with our official brackets. So I think Michael has mathematically beat us because me and Ali both have Celtics over Pistons in the conference finals. Michael has Knicks over Pistons, could get some points there. And then in the West, I had the Nuggets. So Ali, you still have some points out there with the Thunder in 6, and Mikey has the Thunder in 6. My finals is completely dead. You have Celtics and Thunder. Mikey has Thunder versus Knicks. So that could possibly happen. But Murph, your original playoff bracket, how are we looking?
Not great, because I think I had the Hawks winning in round 1. I think I had the Nuggets winning over Minnesota. I had Celtics in the finals too. Celtics Thunder. I don't know what my exact score is, but I'm not doing hot. But my last round was decent. At least those predictions. Yeah. But as far as my actual playoff bracket
I
goes,
should have
don't
listened
think it
back
was
to what we
very good.
said, like as with the updated predictions, but I'll do that for next time.
Yeah.
All right. Any off-season topics we want to get to? The draft lottery took place. Hometown team for you, Murph. The Wizards get the #1 pick.
Let's go.
So, is it just going to be Dibanza, or do you think there's a conversation for Peterson there?
I'm more biased. I think it's going to be Dibanza, but I think Darren Peterson is going to be a better player. So hopefully, there's a way to trade down with Utah. I know it's been talked about. I don't think they get Ace Bailey in the second pick or anything like that, but maybe some draft capital, and they just get Darren Peterson. Yeah. I don't know.
I feel like 2 is the pick to have in this one because you have to make the choice at 1 between Dibanza or Peterson.
Yeah, that's kind of how I feel. But I think Peterson is better anyway.
Any other thoughts on how this lottery shook out?
Poor Pacers. That sucks.
They sacrificed it all for the finals appearance.
That really, they would have been so good with any of the 4 of those top 4 picks. Like that really sucks.
You see the general manager tweeted an apology the day of the lottery.
That was sad.
Brad Stevens' brother, we're waiting for your apology, by the way.
Yeah.
Who?
Brad Stevens.
For what?
Putting together this bullshit ass team and putting us through this fucking bullshit.
My next question was going to be Jaylen Brown. Thoughts on that whole scenario taking place?
I saw Sunday night that he was live again on Twitch, and I was like, shit, it's time for me to go to bed. I just don't. He's still in Boston, which is weird to me. I don't know.
Now he can't even be out yet.
What do you mean?
What do you mean still in Boston? He
can't go to LA or something for your offseason. Go back to Atlanta. Get out of the city. You don't want to be here, clearly. Just get out.
Damn.
Dang.
Giannis, we're welcome. We're welcoming you. We're ready. I'm buying that Giannis jersey.
That would be crazy.
I don't know if I'm down for that, to be honest. But they have to switch something up.
Ali, what about trading Jaylen Brown to I don't know, the Clippers or something for the 5th pick, for the 5th pick or something,
no,
or Chicago for the what do they have, the 3rd pick, 4th pick?
I'd rather keep Jaylen at that point. If we're getting something back, it needs to be Giannis or someone on Jaylen's tier of top 12 to 20 player in the league. That's my problem, is I just don't think that the value that we get back is good. So I don't know.
But who's even out there to be traded this offseason, or is it just
De'Aaron Fox? Derek White, let's talk them bags, my guy. I'll help you out. Let me know.
Yeah, get Derek White out of there. That's something I would like to
get him out.
To see. I love him. I don't mean that. I don't have any malice behind that, but it's
Peyton Pritchard. That's a good trade piece. I'm sorry.
We're back to the classic Celtics. We're going to make this big move. Every name that comes available, we're going to get them. And none of it's going to happen. They're going to get rid of Vucevic. They're going to get rid of
Bro, Vucevic is a free agent. They're
exactly.
What?
They're going to sign they're going to sign a DeAndre Ayton level player and just run it back. And then next year they'll maybe make a change.
I really hope they don't. They have to make a bigger change than
they might. I feel like they're making some bigger swings in the past couple of years.
I hope they do, because otherwise, if they try and run it back and they just sign a mid-level Nikola Vucevic level center, and they're this is the team now, and Tatum's healthy, it's that's not gonna do anything for me. I'm just gonna be a Wizards fan for a year, and that'll be that.
Let's trade up to 7 and let's go and get Mara. Go blue.
Man,
is he really gonna go that high?
Yeah.
You don't trade Jaylen Brown for Mara, though, right?
No. That's Derek White and whatever pick we have for pick number 8.
I wouldn't do that.
I wouldn't either, but some team will. The Kings at 7? You can fleece the Kings so easy.
All right. We'll have to see as the draft gets closer, right? It's right after the finals, right?
Yeah.
Colin, we're going to be on a cruise for it, I think.
For the draft? That happened a few years ago. Let's do some rapid fire. Magic fire Jamal Mosley. Quick thoughts.
expected.
Great.
Okay. We talked about Masai Ujiri a little bit. Any thoughts on Bryson Graham, new head of basketball operations with the Chicago Bulls?
Slap.
What does that mean?
I don't know. He's kept on saying slap, and it triggered me a little bit.
Okay. Will anything change for the Bulls?
Slap. It means like something length, athleticism, physicality.
Oh, okay. I see.
Is what
That's like what
draws off of.
they're looking for.
Yeah.
I mean, they kind of have that. They're going for that.
Caleb Wilson's got all that.
Yeah, Caleb and
they fell
Uzella?
into a good pick. 4 is a good spot too.
I
I
know.
feel like any pick in the top 4 is good.
Definitely.
Steve Kerr returning for 13th season with Warriors.
Why?
Don't care. Yeah.
Don't care.
No.
Let's see. Anything else? Oh, R.I.P. Brendan Clark. That was some tragic news.
Yep.
And also Jason Collins. Daryl Morey fired.
That was actually surprising. Like,
Yeah,
dang,
surprised.
Jared McCain really got him good. Sorry,
He
still
did.
TikTok dance.
No.
Yeah.
He did. That he deserves to be fired for that, for where this organization is, and to do something like that.
Yeah.
We talked about Jamal. Some WNBA news. Rakea Jackson tears ACL. Ali, I know you've been into the W lately. I think you actually dropped off, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Final thoughts before we wrap this up.
Guys, this 9 to 5, I lied. I work 8:30 to 4:30.
I work
Wow.
8 to 4:30.
I'm 8 to
Imagine
5.
the horrors. Damn.
Yeah,
Yeah.
what?
Do you get an hour lunch break?
You get an hour lunch break.
Okay,
Yeah.
I only get 45, so
I get an
Easy
hour.
break.
I'm
so you have the best
unpaid.
job of the 3
I'm
of
an
us, hours
unpaid
wise.
intern doing all the dirty work for the lawyers. This is not fun.
It's
What is it,
valuable
like
experience.
paralegal? Like,
No, I'm even worse than that. I am briefing cases to be prepped for court. Like, that's all I'm going to be doing, which it's like, it's good experience, but it's like, damn, like, this sucks.
just a lot of work.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm not used to being up this early.
What does this early mean?
I haven't woken up before like 8 a.m. since last summer.
All right. I feel like this is getting a little poor me-ish. Final thoughts on
Didn't
the...
you used to work at Dunkin' Donuts, Allie?
Yeah,
she
and
wake up
that's
like
what I'm saying.
4
Last summer.
Yeah, what the hell?
Last summer, yo.
You're built for it. It's
Yeah,
fine.
you got this. We
Yeah.
believe.
We'll see.
So when do we know when game 1 would be of the NBA Finals?
Probably
No.
scheduled.
If like, because I don't know, I have some vacations coming up. It happened. Conflicting. When will game 1 be? We have the cruise. Yeah, I got a vacation this week. Wow, this is bad. Okay, June 3rd. That should work.
We're gonna be on the cruise for like game 2 and 3 and 4.
Okay, so we'll probably be live June 1st or June 2nd to talk about the NBA Finals. If I don't think they move it up at all, if it even goes 7 or anything. So who knows? We'll be talking about either the Knicks Thunder, Knicks Spurs, or what about a Cavs Spurs Finals? That'd be hype.
Damn, that would be a fucking Spurs sweep. Like
That'd be
shit.
a slaughter. Yeah,
Like holy crap. Imagine it's Knicks Spurs and it's like the NBA whatever cup comes to light.
That'd
the
be
Knicks
lit.
Spurs.
All right.
Knicks Spurs.
Thanks to our viewers
Wasn't
tonight.
it the Thunder in the cup?
Mm-mm. It
Oh,
was Spurs.
oh wow. I don't know why I thought it was the Thunder.
Thanks to the viewers for sticking along tonight. We have one more NBA stream left. I don't think we'll do a post NBA, right?
We doing a mock draft or anything?
We could. I hate NBA mock drafts. I'll just sit here and listen to you guys talk while I spew my takes if you want. When's that?
The draft?
The 12th, I think, when we're on
Yeah.
the cruise. Maybe it's after that.
All right. June 23rd and 24th.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Never mind.
I don't think I'm going to be able to do a stream those days.
That's
Oh no, it's a Tuesday and a Wednesday. We could do a companion. How about that?
Companion?
Like we watch the draft and talk about it as it happens.
Oh yeah,
Like,
I would like
Yeah,
that.
I'm gonna have to leave at like 9 to go to bed though.
Okay. No second round though. I can't believe it's 2 different.
Yeah,
teams.
no,
All right.
I don't know it like that. Cool.
We're tangenting. All right.
Yeah.
Thanks to the viewers. Thanks, guys, once again for joining me. Hopefully, everyone will be back for the next one. June 1st or 2nd. We'll be streaming before the NBA Finals, making our final predictions and thoughts on these last 2 series that happened before the Finals. So enjoy this NBA, especially the Thunder and Spurs series. It was awesome last night. So let's get some more of that.